who's the best player right now? And they were both nominated for conference player of the week, and they lost Steph, but they're both playing at a high level. And this is the exact type of play you're hoping when these two paired up. And we're just really seeing it all come to fruition right now. And it's beautiful to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a great question. Um, it's hard to say, but I would probably go with Fox because Fox makes such a big difference on both sides of the floor. Sabonis is sometimes it's a problem defensively. I mean, like I think they probably the best thing that they could have done against the Warriors is what they did last night, which was make somebody else beat you. The trap and the box and one that they were using to basically just say, Curry, we're not going to let you shoot. And when he did shoot, he missed it. So you're either forcing him into a really really tough shot even for Steph Curry, or you're going to make somebody else beat you. And they got a lot of layups and everything like that, and they're giving up points in the paint or whatnot. But at the end of the day, you're taking away the thing that makes that team special. But I guess I don't want to go off a tangent there. But my point was that Fox makes such a big difference defensively, and down the stretch in a game, he's just so good. First of all, defensively, it's like, I mean, first of all, everything starts with Fox. Like everything. He's not just the point guard. The offense obviously starts with him, but the defense starts with him. The locker room kind of starts with him in a way. I think we'll probably expand upon that later, but it's just he leads everything, and defensively he makes such a big difference. And obviously Davion Mitchell, when he comes off the bench, it makes he's doing similar things defensively, but it's that two-way element of Fox that is capped off by the fact that he's a closer. He's a stone cold killer. These last 3 games, they won mostly because of him in the last like 3 or 4 minutes of each game. I think he forced an offensive foul. I think he had a few good defensive plays down the stretch against Cleveland while also hitting shots. He absolutely dominated against the Lakers in the fourth quarter. He won them. He sealed up that game for the Kings. And again, he initiated the 12-2 run that the Kings finished on against the Warriors on Sunday night. I think the Warriors had gone on a run of their own, and Draymond had just gotten a layup. And it kind of seemed like, oh no, like what's going to happen here? And in like the blink of an eye, Fox is down the floor, scoring a layup on Anthony Lamb, who had like no chance of guarding him, no chance of staying in front of him, unless he was going to just all out foul him. And I wrote about it in the recap for the game. It just felt like watching like David Attenborough, you can like commentate it like it's Planet Earth, like this predator coming out of the bushes, and it was so fitting that it's Fox and Lamb.
Yeah,
and he just all of a sudden he's there, and Fox just has no time to react. All of a sudden, Fox has his teeth in you. He's tearing you up. That's it. It's over before you even know it. And it was just it's kind of like maybe a morbid image there. But it's like, it's just like you watch it and you're like, damn, like that's like, you kind of like, you feel it, like similar to a nature documentary, like the way you revere the hierarchical nature of the natural world or whatnot, all that stuff. It's just like, I don't know, Fox is impressive, and he's top of the food chain is what I'm saying. Yeah, he's just from start to finish, everything he does 2 ways. He's I think he's like the best 2-way player on this team, easily. And I didn't even think I would be saying that at the beginning of the year. And he's closing games. Everything runs through Sabonis offensively. Obviously, they're a great offensive team because of Sabonis, but Fox is the better player. And I didn't really think that at the beginning of the season. I thought it's just because Sabonis was the key to everything, he was the best player. But Fox is, like I said, he's doing it on both ends. And I knew that, everybody knew that defense is going to be so big for this team if they want to win games. And everybody knows that if he's going to be an all-star and get the recognition he deserves, they need to win games. And so the middle link there was defense. And obviously Mike Brown's in, but and Fox has always had like the potential to be a good defender, but it's just like, man, he's hitting the spot. It's perfect. It's beautiful to watch.
Yeah, dude, Fox looks like such a well-rounded player. I mean, every like thing Fox had to work on going into the season. It's like, the question marks he had. Like, Fox was never really that good of a defender in sack. So far in his career, and he kind of showed some effort at the end of last season, but like do it for a full season. And it's not a full season yet, but he's definitely come out and just like, man, like, the effort goes a long way, and he's definitely showing that. And not just that, it's just like, okay, well, what about his shooting, his free throw shooting, his 3-point shooting? It's like, man, he's shooting 83 from the stripe and 37.5 from deep. Like, he just,
right? How could I forget?
Yeah, exactly. And just insane how like he's just checked off like every box. It's like, all right, like, oh, I'm not like, I need to improve on this, like, done. Need to improve on this, done. Need to improve on this, done. And it just, oh man, he's just really flourishing this year. He looks like an all-star, really. Like, not just like as a Kings fan all-star. It's like, I don't know, like, this dude could be an all-star, and I really hope the Kings can keep winning. February is still several months away, but it's going to depend on that record, and I think Fox is going to have the numbers, man. And like, shoot, so will Sabonis at this point, but kind of backtracking to what you're saying about how Fox is a killer, man, like closing out games, leading the league in clutch points. Oh, and that was the other thing. Sorry to backtrack to what I was just saying, that something else that was a question mark from him was being a leader, but
Right.
he seemed to be checking that box. But again, going back to closing out games and Fox, just really taking over and, finishing those games for wins. It's nice to see. And like you said, not only is he scoring the buckets, he's getting stops. And as a team, they're getting stopped as well, which in the first 4 games, they weren't doing that. They weren't getting stops when they needed to secure wins or keep them in the ball game. And it just looked like characteristic Kings, right? Just you're like, you need a stop right here. Just like no stop in the last 4 minutes. It's just like, man, like, get a stop. But over this, these last 6 wins over their last 8 games, like, they're getting those stops when they need it, and they're executing on the offensive end as well. And it's just really refreshing to see, because as a Kings fan over the last 16 years, like, that's just something you don't see. Just like, okay, like, oh, they're getting a bucket when they need it. Great, the other team. So it's just, the defense is looking a lot better, especially in the clutch. And Fox, like you said, dude, is just a stone cold killer. He's just, man, he's just taking over. I'm telling you, that mid range, that little like turnaround that he does with a hand in his face, just like, take that shot every time. He just drains it. It's just like, I know that's going in. It's like, that's how much confidence I have in him. Like, mid range, like, boom, elbow jumper. He was always good at that elbow jumper, but geez, he's taking it up to the next level. It's like, I remember Doug Christie was saying, like, I don't know if this is if I'm reaching here, but he said, like, Kobe used to like take like practice shooting with like a guy's hand literally in his face so he couldn't see. And I feel like I don't know, Fox is making these tough fadeaway shots just look so easy with the hand in his face. Like, yeah, he's got some separation, but he just looks automatic with that shot, and it's insane. And he that's seems like to be his go-to shot late in games. So he's just been awesome.
Yeah, it's like watching. Everybody says, everybody uses, everybody will say like, it's like watching a ballet. I'm like, I've never seen a ballet, so I'm not gonna say that. But it is like watching something. It's so graceful and beautiful, and everything about his game is so good. And sometimes you just want it to slow down because he plays so damn fast. You want to just watch it in slow motion to really appreciate it. And yeah, he's like right. I mean, and like you're saying, Sabonis could easily be an all-star too if he keeps playing the way he's been playing his last 5, 6, 7 games. But Fox he's just proven he's just the best player on this team. And like you said, he's checked every box up and down. That's just crazy.